Vande Gujarat.
Hello friends, welcome to your very own program Talking Point. As always, again I am in front of you with a very relevant and contemporary topic related to sports, and I have a very special guest today with me, Dr. Soma Sundaram. He is Director, Biology Program from Salem University, West Virginia, United States of America. Very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Smriti.
It's a pleasure to have you and my privilege, I must say. That today we will talk about so many topics related to sports, and to begin with I would like to ask you that as researchers have proved that we have two sides of the brain, I mean the right brain and the left brain, and while the right side controls your the innovation, artistic nature and say the creativity, the left brain has a different role to play. So what role sports may play in consolidating the strength of both the brains and letting them function better and in a more vibrant way?
Yes, I used to teach biology for the students, and I gathered some information about how the students are behaving, but at the same time when they play sports, and their integrity and also their teamwork and everything is astonishing. They are doing very well, but we lack that type of activity from the early on, from the school stage. So I would like to encourage the students to play more sports. At the same time they can also concentrate on academic activity too. So the academic and athletic activity should go hand in hand. That's what I gathered, because in academic activity will enter into the left brain, and then another one is the right brain, which is more of the sports activity. So the physical performance and as well as for the brain intuitions and brain development, it goes with together, not individually. So that's what my point here. So we have to develop both right brain and left brain activity when as the young child to grow in adulthood.
Yes, and as I remember from the conversation that we were having just a couple of minutes ago, that you said that a person in his or her entire lifetime has to be connected to sports. One cannot just disconnect. Maybe after a certain age you are a spectator, you're onlooker, you're cheering others play, you're getting involved in the process of sports, but even then that is adding life and that is giving you so much of energy and positiveness. So what change do you see when you come back to India? You are an Indian by origin, and you have lived here you have spent your childhood here, and then you have been living in the United States for a long time now. So what kind of change in attitude do you see here, or is it just a societal pressure or a kind of culture that needs to be triggered and created here?
I think the culture is the basic thing. When I grow up, my father is a sportsman, and then he played good sports, but he could not successful on your academic career, though he was an engineer, but he could not perform very well. So he discouraged me to play sports. So I was about to play games and go to good sports, but he discouraged. So I had to go study. That's what most of the Indian parents, they are insisting on the young ones. In my opinion, that is a wrong attitude to bring up children. So you have to give independence to the children, whatever they want to play or they want to study or music or dance, we have to give them a free hand. Then they will be interested in academic as well, not concentrating only one thing.
So researchers have proved that people who are
Yes.
playing sports are better at
cognitive
their intellectual
and
level is
intellectual and team effort, and they are coming up very well. For example, when you go for a competitive exam and then for bank exam or in a railway sports or any academic performance, but the preference will be given to sports person.
Yeah.
Why? Because they perform very well. Their work attitude, work ethic, and everything is good. So playing sports is very good for young children and to grow in the adulthood and to gain a job. It's very important.
Yes, I see. So what kind of, you yourself come from a university, and that's you have sports programs in your university.
That is correct.
And it is very interesting that you mentioned that you have block-wise courses where a student is supposed to learn a one certain kind of a course in a particular moment, and will play in the afternoon, and will have much more time for other fun activities.
Yes.
So tell us more about it.
Yeah, we have our Salem University. They structured the courses like one course in 1 month's time they will study. So at the end of the month, they will write the final exam. They graduate and they succeed on that part. So what will happen for the sports, morning 9 to 12 they attend the classes, regular theory lecture classes, or they have to study in the library if there's an online program. Afternoon they have to go for the practice sports activity, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, and also they have track, and these are various activities, sports activity they used to go. And these students study biology, in that physiology and exercise science, and human nutrition and performance, and that is the new concentration which we developed because we have got a contract with the Swarnim Gujarat Sports University, and they want to increase the performance of the sports persons, and we are introducing the nutrition, how the nutrition interact with the sports athlete and increasing the performance. We did couple of research back in United States in our own university, and also I asked Dr. Soni to perform here in Gujarat. So I have my data and he has his data, and we are collaborating with that one, and we have signing the memorandum of understanding with that one. And our students from business administration and computer science, criminal justice, education and information technology, and also master in education program.
So wide variety of courses.
Yes, all students are there.
Yes, and just that you mentioned that about the memorandum of understanding, I would like the audiences, the listeners to also know that there was a MOU that was signed between Swarnim Gujarat Sports University and Salem University, and in one of its kind sports universities is memorandum of understanding, where you know the approach and framework for building international academic and research partnership between SGSU, that's Swarnim Gujarat Sports University, Salem University, would be worked upon. And the major objectives of the program are to achieve a successful and sustainable collaboration between Swarnim Gujarat Sports University and Salem University, and also to encourage direct contact, educational and research cooperation in the areas of high performance training of physical education and sports sciences between their constituents, including students, faculty members, departments and research institutes. So this brings me to another question, and that is a very important one. So, you know, I see, Dr. Soma, I see two very different, you know, status in this country, where one side, due to a lot of, because of the, you know, poverty, or because people are not able to make their ends meet, they are continuously struggling to you know, make their ends meet and earn bread and butter, and they are left with no time to look after their bodies, their own self, and time to play or to think about sports and fun time activities, recreational activities. On the other side, there is another part in this country which is moving towards that kind of an atmosphere where gyms are being built and fitness industry is just taking up, water parks are constructed, and people are moving towards courses in a sports university. So where do you think that and what is the way to create a balance, and what 3 points to 3-point tips that if you can give, that how a sporting culture can be established in this country by and large?
Yes, this is an interesting question, but I have a short answer for first question.
Okay.
The main point here is to develop into the student level. See, as you said, they are poor, they cannot afford to go in the luxurious to the big sports club or anything like that.
Yes.
I agree with you. At the same time, we need to reinvestigate or reform our education system.
Okay.
We should not get much of the academic burden for the kid up to 8 years old, or maybe 6 or 7 years old. They should come and play.
The 2 kilos bag concept has to go away.
Up to 7 years, they have to play, and they have to study a little bit, not much on the homework and every task. And then after that, because the part of it, that brain develops fully at 6 or 7 years old, after that they can concentrate completely. If you give them initial stage like 3 years old, putting in the school, and they are not studying, they are just rhymings and everything, that made them boring. And they hate education, they hate to go to school. Instead, if they give them 7 years old, the mind is so fresh and they refresh, and they will study, they will play, and then they want to say, I want to go to school, because they want to more play. Then their brain will develop, they can understand, they can. The amount of information when you do at the 3 years old, 4 years old, and the 7 years old, when you start, even 7 years old, they grasp powering is more, because their right brain as a left brain activity, as you mentioned, you fully develop, partially develop. That will help to aid to speed learning. So the learning process will become speed up when you grow older. So that's a concept that we need to introduce, number one. Number two, the school system, they have to introduce morning, they have to go, and then afternoon they have to have a sports activity at the early for up to middle school. So any type of sports, or even if you go, a particular student is interested in one particular sports, the student, teacher and parents should encourage, and government should support for them to put them in a different situation. In the United States, even elementary school, they have the club, soccer club and baseball club, and the student, they encourage them. The student, they pay the fees and they encourage them to study from that. But we are lacking that. Even if we afford to pay something, we are not. We are asking to study and everything academic. So that should change in an early stage. Then everything will be taken care of.
Through this program, I would like to tell all our viewers who are listening to us, who are watching this program, that the government of Gujarat has wonderful schemes to promote sports. Like we have district level sports schools. We have 31 DLSS schools where every school is a center for one particular sport, and the government is supporting the stay, the coaching, the food and nutrition, taking care of the nutrition of all the students who are there. And people who are excelling in annual events like Khel Mahakumbh, which is a very big sporting event that happens in the state. Even they are awarded cash prizes, they are given certain accolades and prizes, and and they can be registered in the Shakti Doot scheme. That is a very special program where the government gives a good amount of cash prize to sustain their training, and so that they can undergo in national, international level.
That's very good.
So, and what better than the sports university is also another important step towards the direction of establishing a sporting culture.
There are 5 attitudes which he is speaking on to the book, which
the
I
ones
just
you
mentioned.
were mentioning, and you were showing it to me.
Yes, that is right. The balanced raw food. So you don't eat any frying food, processed food and everything. That is very bad. The raw food contains more of oxygenation. We need to more oxygen, but even for the food itself, right? and that will help them to attain this type of biological transformations into that. And then the theoretical training, and always you have to think in a good movies, and also your brain should have a positive attitude. So that
optimism is very important.
Yes, that you should grow by reading good books and everything on that too. And then respect word for the truth. When you speak something in your truth, you be with the truth.
Yes.
If you contradict, your brain will go wary. So you cannot come up very well. So always you should train, word for that. If you say something, you be truthful and then be kind. So that's one of the things. This is another attitude. And then pacing the breath. This is very important when you see the pranayama and yoga steps. Body can on its own it will go, but brain cannot be controlled.
Yes.
The only thing is the body and brain link is the breathing. Yes. So if you learn how to breathe correctly, then you can your brain will be calmed down.
Okay. At times, like people say, if you are angry, take a deep breath.
Yes,
so when you take a deep breath, you have a control over your mind, and then you can think clearly. And
correct. So that's on the diaphragm breath, and also it's in certain yoga they used to practice how many times you breathe in, keep it for a while, and then relax, and then you can breathe out. Through the sports university, our memorandum of understanding, we have to train our sports and athletes for this particular aspect of breathing control on that, because we need more oxygen for our tissues and everything. So we need to breathe correctly. So if you breathe very fast, that means your lifetime is going to shorten. If you breathe, normally a person can breathe per minute, I think 17 times, which we know are unknowingly 17 to 18 times. But when you increase it, like the pace for 10 times or slowly by yoga and other things, you can live long.
Okay.
That's another one.
Great.
And then you keep the life consciousness onto your fifth attitude.
Okay.
Whatever you do, you find a life behind in it. Without life, nothing is going to be. So that means if you concentrate and practice these 5 attitude, your mind can change. So that's what it is all about this. And also you can reduce any degenerative diseases. And we have done some research, and this month we published the paper in a hypothesis paper. You can read it on that one.
Okay.
A novel.
Yes, it is a novel, non-invasive, effective method for potential treatment of degenerative disc disease. So I mean, great. I mean, what better than
we did with the NMR studies, and then
wonderful.
we found out the back pain and everything, and this for 6 or 7 years or so.
Yes.
But I'm not recommending this is like a treatment process, but this is just one aspect which we found out, a key ingredient, what type of genetic or gene being activated by using this practice, non-invasive. So that will eliminate some degenerative diseases aspect. So that's what we want to encourage onto science basic, because I don't believe anything like blindly follow any truth, because as a scientist I have to investigate at the genome level, at the what gene which is involved, and that people have worked on, and we are hypothesizing that, and we need more research grant, and also we need more volunteers, and we are particularly depending upon the Swarnim University athletics as a volunteers, and it is purely non-invasive, and we can work on that too. And also nutrition, what type of nutrition will activate the brain and the behavioral aspect. So that's another aspect that we can concentrate to.
Fantastic. So as we have heard a number of times that if you select your foods and if you eat your foods very carefully, you would not require medicines in the later part of your life. So combining good diet, good good paced breathing pattern, exercise, sports, and a lot of positive thinking, as
yoga,
we discussed, that will be surely brought about by yoga, and we all can live a longer life, a healthy life, positive life, and a happier life. On this note, I would like to say thank you to all my viewers for listening to us, and I hope that this program would have been very, very entertaining and also knowledge enhancing for all of you. Thank you,
thank you, Dr. Smriti, for your interview.
Thank you.
I'm very glad that I did this interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
મારા ગુજરાતનો જવાનીઓ દિવસમાં 4 વખત પરસેવાથી રેપ જેપ થઈ જાય એવું મારું ગુજરાત બનાવવું છે આ મારી મથામણ છે દોસ્ત.
The government of Gujarat has allotted 130 acres of land at Desar village of Vadodara district to Swarnim Gujarat Sports University in order to establish a state-of-the-art university campus of international benchmark that will serve as a one-stop destination for preparing physical educationists, sports scientists and coaches in various disciplines of sports. Moreover, the university also conducts academic programs in various subjects related to physical education, adventure sports, sports management, sports journalism, sports nutrition, sports physiotherapy and sports science. The campus will house an all-facility administrative building, boys and girls hostel, officers' quarters, human performance fitness assessment lab with ultra-modern equipment for assessment of physiological parameters related to an athlete's performance. Apart from this, the university is all set to build its own sporting infrastructure from the grant of 15 crores received from the centre and state governments. The focal point of development in its preliminary stages are swimming pools, synthetic athletic tracks, multi-purpose indoor hall, all equipped with state-of-the-art performance analysis equipment. These sporting facilities will be immensely beneficial to the students of nearby schools, athletes of Gujarat State, students of university, researchers, sports scientists, coaches, disabled sportsmen and their trainers, athletes of Khel Mahakumbh and their trainers, national level athletes and their trainers, and the beneficiaries of the Shakti Doot scheme. Through the successful organization of Khel Mahakumbh since the last 6 years, sports is no longer confined to being an extracurricular activity in schools. Rather, it has opened up new philosophies for career formulation and employment. This has been the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji.
ગુજરાતે અલગ સ્પોર્ટ્સ યુનિવર્સિટી બનાવી છે. નહીં તો દર 4 વર્ષે જ્યારે ઓલિમ્પિક આવે ત્યારે પછી આપણે એકબીજાના આંસુ લૂંટતા હોય છે. કેમ આવું થયું હશે? આપણને કેમ મેડલ નહીં મળતા હોય? ભાઈ મેડલ કોઈ કારખાનાની ભઠ્ઠીમાં મેડલના બીબા ઢળતા નથી હોતા અને મેડલના બીબા ઢળતા હોય છે ભારત માતાની ધૂળમાં લોટવાથી, ભારત માતાની ધૂળમાં પસીનો પાડવાથી આ મેડલ તૈયાર થતા હોય છે. ભારતમાં કલંક મિટાવવું છે દોસ્તો, અને કલંક મિટાવવાનો રસ્તો છે. દરેક જિલ્લામાં એક સ્પોર્ટ્સ સ્કૂલ, રાજ્યમાં એક સ્પોર્ટ્સ યુનિવર્સિટી.
The objective of the university is not only to provide world-class educators in the field of physical education and sports, but also to produce world-class sportsmen, coaches and technical officials. This would result into the progression of an excellent culture of sports that will reveal the inherent spiritual consciousness and morality of the sportsman. Currently, Swarnim Gujarat Sports University is functional at its Gandhinagar campus. This university also has the unique distinction of being the first Indian university to obtain the membership of International Association of Physical Education and Sports University. The university also has the technical collaboration in the field of sports science with the internationally reputed academies and universities like Kazakh Academy of Sports and Tourism and Lesgaft National State University for Physical Education, Sports and Health, St. Petersburg, Russia. Swarnim Gujarat Sports University currently has 6 full-fledged departments: Department of Physical Education, Department of Sports Science, Department of Sports Management and Tourism, Department of Adventure Sports and Youth Affairs, Department of Advanced Training and Coaching, Department of Sports Journalism and Mass Media Technology. The university offers several career-oriented courses like short-term certificate courses, vocational certificate courses, courses in sports management and technology, sports coaching, sports administration, adventure sports and youth affairs, sports journalism and mass media technology. Since the university is an affiliating university, it also has 8 colleges affiliated to it. Swarnim Gujarat Sports University has also established a human performance mobile fitness assessment lab with ultra-modern facilities and technology. This mobile lab goes to venues where children playing different sports are being trained and assesses their physiological and psychological traits. For the first time in the history of India, as a part of the university's Train the Trainers initiative, the university conducted an extensive workshop for the experts in the utilization of sports performance analysis software. The university conducted a joint research program called My Diet, My Exercise, based on the DNA and genome testing of 35 elite athletes, all beneficiaries of the Shakti Doot scheme of Government of Gujarat. By knowing the scientific information regarding the genetic capability of the athlete, it becomes helpful in identifying and deciding on the proper game, diet, exercise pattern, and training of that athlete. This results in an exponential improvement in the athlete's performance. Over and above, it also helps in predicting the probable injury that the athlete could face while playing his game. The university, with the help of Krishna Academy, successfully organized for the first time in Gujarat water adventure sports demonstration at Narmada River in Bharuch district.
स्पोर्ट्स वो सिर्फ मैदानी व्यवस्था नहीं है, स्पोर्ट्स ये सिर्फ व्यक्तिगत कर्तव्य का विषय नहीं है, स्पोर्ट्स समाज जीवन के अनेक गुणों पैकी एक महत्व का गुण है.
Swarnim Gujarat Sports University. No sports, no life.